My name's Julia Kite. I'm from New York City, and I'm a volunteer at the Wild Bird Fund.
Oh, that's great.
Good girl.
Are you okay? Did you?
The Wild Bird Fund is New York City's only licensed wildlife rehabilitation center. Essentially, we're a hospital for wild birds. We take in every kind of bird, from your typical street pigeon to a migratory songbird coming through Central Park, to more exotic birds like a red-tailed hawk or a giant swan, which you might see through here having a swim in this therapy tank. Everything really possibly that could happen to a bird happens in New York City. We get a lot of migratory birds because Central Park is right on a big migration route, and a lot of birds come through here and they strike the sides of skyscrapers, especially glass-sided buildings. To a bird, it just looks wide open, and they hit it and they might have a head injury, a beak injury, a broken wing, or a broken leg. We see a lot of birds who are also injured or sick because, sadly, because of human activity. We get a lot of pigeons, unfortunately, with lead poisoning, which they get from the soil or the water that they drink. They come in, they're kind of not steady on their feet, they're a little out of it, and it turns out that they're actually lead poisoned. But we can treat that. We also see birds, a lot of pigeons unfortunately have foot injuries caused by string, fishing line, or even hair extensions, because hair extensions are pretty hard to break. They get their feet tangled on it and it causes wounds and they have trouble walking. And then we just see a lot of miscellaneous problems. Birds who might have gotten into a fight with another animal and they've gotten an infection, or a bird that's just caught a bacterial or a viral infection and needs medication or time to recuperate. Pretty much you name it, we see it in all kinds of birds. I think New York City does need to do more to protect its wildlife. And I think that it's already, there are already some steps being taken to improve conditions for migratory birds. Last year, the Javits Center actually took a big initiative to reduce the number of bird strikes it has, because if you know the Javits Center, it's this very striking glass-walled building, but unfortunately a lot of birds were hitting it and being killed. So they've actually kind of refitted, put like coating on their windows now, which kind of the birds can see a bit better, and they've had a lot fewer birds dying as a result. They've been keeping track of it, and I'd love it if more of these glass-sided skyscrapers, as beautiful as they may be, could take more effort to just think about the kind of ecosystem we have here. Sadly, a lot of our birds do pass away because simply, they're small creatures, and if they've got an infection, it can just really overwhelm them. A lot of times they don't make it, and we just have to accept that's how nature is. A lot of times it isn't pretty, but all the times that we are successful and we are able to release a bird into the wild, it's just that more gratifying. When you've got a little migratory songbird who came hundreds or thousands of miles, stayed here for a few weeks, and then, I've had the privilege of taking some of them to Central Park and letting them go and watching them fly away, and it's just incredibly gratifying.